All right, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Hello, participants. Welcome to our training on the secrets to effective leadership, your seminar workshop. And I'm your speaker for today. I am Dr. Monsour Pelmin, your business management and educational coach. And I am going to give you the training for today. But before we start our training, allow me to discuss some rules inside the training. First, be here now. I'm expecting that all of you are here and ready today. Number two, cell phone. Please put your cell phone off or in silent mode. Toilet breaks is also um, allowed, but you need to ask permission for us to move smoothly. Side conversation as well is not really allowed. Alright, if you want to share something, just share it to the group for us to know what are your concerns. Participation is a must during the discussion. Clean as you go. Break time, sitting arrangement. If you ask questions, I'll give you extra points and we'll be having fun. Let's start with our first activity. Why are you here today? Most of you are asking, no, bakit kaya kami nandito sa training ngayon? Always remember that you should take a moment right now and remember that you can do something most people rarely, if ever, do. You think about the purpose of your job and why does your job exist. The fact is, your job is everyone's job, and you exist because of one primary purpose, and that is to either make or do things for other people. Those other people are our customer. Always remember that. And as such, they are the real source of your income, our income, and they are the real reason you are blessed with an employment. So today, our discussion is more on the leadership approach. To be good, to be better in the chosen industry, and able to share what we think and able to share learnings. Moreover, always remember that position and authority will give you followers, but trust will make you a leader. That's according to Aubrey McMullen. And those who have true power share it, while those who hunger power abuse it. So, what is the definition of a leader? The definition of a leader basically is a leadership is defined as a process of influencing people to accomplish the mission, inspiring their commitment in improving the organization. So that's leaders influence to people to basically accomplish mission and inspire commitment and able to improve the organization. Leadership is also about caring people and being a useful resource for them. It is also being represent for people and being your best and your most authentic self. Leadership is also about creating a place in which can our people can do work and find meaning in that work. Leadership is a very challenging topic in which in understanding leadership is very important in corporate and business skills. Because if you understand leadership along the way, you can now solve problems, you can strategize, you can create solutions, and etc. and etc. So at this point, let's talk about the difference between a boss versus a leader. The difference between bosses and versus a leader. Bosses, they drives employee, while leader coaches them. Boss depends on authority, while leader, they're on goodwill. Boss, they inspires fear, but leader, they generates enthusiasm. The boss says I, the leader says we. And for bosses, they places blame for the breakdown. But for leader, they fixes the breakdowns. Bosses as well knows how it is done. But leader, they show how is it done. Bosses, they uses people. While leader, they develops people. Bosses as well, they take credit. And leader, they gives credit. And bosses, they give commands. And the leader, they ask. In the last difference, bosses, they says go, and leader, they says let's go. We should understand that management is doing things right and leadership is doing the right things. Some people might feel that there's so much difference between the term management and leadership. But at this point, let us talk about the 8 outstanding personality traits of a leader. Leaders, you should assess yourself if you were one of the following. According to the 8 characteristics of a great leader, 52% of leaders on average do not really inspire their employee. So the first characteristic of a leader should be inspiring. In terms of necessary or in terms of communication, leaders needs to be able to delegate, mediate, listen, and convey info. So that's why the second characteristic, a leader should be a great communicator. In order for the business to succeed, we need to actively invest in developing great leaders within the company. So another characteristic of a great leader is a great mentor. On the average, preschool age child laughs, smiles up to 400 times per day, while the average only smiles 15 times per day. So another characteristic of a great leader is a great leader should have a sense of humor. Shifting too often make us your team lose focus, and 38% of employees say they either didn't believe in the business mission or purpose or they don't know it. So another characteristic of a great leader is focus. It is also important to take ownership of the choices we make. In another characteristic of a great leader is accountable. 47% of employees trust their CEO. In another characteristic of a great leader should be trustworthy. And the last characteristic of a great leader, according to studies, 77% of employees would work harder with more recognition. So a great leader is something that has heightened awareness. The leadership challenge basically tells us each of us contains the capacity to be a leader. It is up to us to ignite that capacity. And the challenge is to realize this capacity. And leadership is a global issue, crosses all boundaries, cultures, religions, and etc. There is no really perfect formula for a great leadership. A great leadership varies from different boundaries, from different cultures, religions, and etc. and etc. But how to be a successful leader? Number one, we should make our expectations clearly known. It is very important in the organization that our strategies should be clearly understood by our subordinates. And to be a successful leader, that is one of the best strategy. And that is to make our expectations clearly known. We should share our goals, visions, motivations, and reasons. Because leadership should be shared. It should be felt by our subordinates that they are valued, that they are considered, that they are the reasons as well why the company is existing, and etc. and etc. We should give our feedbacks about the contribution. We should listen, build team players. We should also reward cooperation and hard work. Maintain good relation with the boss or with the leader. We accept diversity. Admit our mistakes. And when you promise, we should deliver. Periodically disengage from daily pressures is an example of the strategies that we should successful leader might consider. And then we should not take ourselves too seriously. And in terms of leadership traits and skills, traits adaptable to the situation. In terms of skills, you should be clever, alert to social environment, ambitious and achievement oriented, assertive, cooperative, decisive, dependable, dominant, energetic, persistent, self confident, tolerant of stress, and willing to assume responsibility. That are the traits of a leader. In terms of skills, as I mentioned earlier, we should be clever, conceptually skilled, we should be creative, diplomatic and tactful, fluent in speaking, knowledgeable about group tasks, we should be organized, persuasive, socially skilled, and leader will also use integrity, honesty, compassion, and humility. And before we end, the main thing that we should understand in terms of leadership skills is that people don't leave bad companies, they leave bad managers. And thank you for listening. That would be all. Thank you.